Greetings, everyone. It's I again, American Airwalks, up and running. Today, we're going to be discussing the encomienda system and also the laws of Burgos. It's gonna be a good one. So, I'm gonna break it up into parts, so I won't be like doing the whole thing in one go, but I'll just, break it up into parts. All right, let's get it rolling. Screen share. So so let's get to it, man. I want to use Wikipedia. I know Wikipedia is not the best source, but you got a few jabs in there. I'm saying, but don't worry about it. I got the book called Spanish Jamaica, which I'll be showing you as well. Maybe tomorrow, because I have the physical book. Um, and I have the you're gonna see. Just stick with me. Okay, the incoming and the system. Okay, well, this was just like a system that they call it the Spanish conquistadors used to subjugate us in the indigenous people of the Americas. Um, this is where it began. The whole labor system began. This is where we got removed from our natural habitat. You know what I'm saying, through this kind of foreign system, which is going on today. So okay, encomienda was a Spanish labor system that rewarded conquerors with the labor of particular groups of subject people. It was first established in Spain following the Christian recovery of their territories under Muslim rule. So this is when what they're talking about here is when the Moors ruled Spain. So what they did was they 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 started this over there in Spain on the Moors. They enslaved the Moors because the Moors enslaved them for over 700 years. But the Moors taught them. So bear in mind, you see Muslim, just know it's the Moors they're talking about. Okay? Known as the Reconquista, right? And it was applied on a much larger scale during the Spanish colonization of the Americas and the Philippines. So what you gotta understand is that during this time, the Philippines was also on a Spanish occupation too. So I don't know if you ever read a book called there's a book that explains how they took the Filipinos and take them from the Philippines to South America. You know what I'm saying? It's where you see your modern day Mexicans, those Asian looking people. You know what I'm saying? So within this period of time, they were also taking the Filipinos over into South America as well to mix in with the original people, which we call the Negroes or Negro de Terra, or you know what I'm talking about, Caribs, the real Indians, right? Okay, let's continue. Conquered peoples were considered vassals of the Spanish monarch. The crown awarded an encomienda as a grant to a particular individual in the conquest era of the 16th century. Grants were considered to be a monopoly on the labor of particular groups of indigenous peoples, held in perpetuity by a grant holder called encomendero and his descendants. So I don't know if you guys remember the Papa Bull, right? So the whole perpetuity perpetuity came from the Papa Bull, right? And the grants are like land patents as well. The charters. So they started to set up charters. They started in the islands first, and they spread to the mainland. You know what I'm saying? Encomiendas developed Iberian form into a form of communal slavery, right? In the encomienda, the Spanish crown granted a person a specific number of natives from a specific community, but did not dictate which individuals in the community would have to provide their labor. Indigenous leaders were charged with mobilizing and assessed tribute and labor. In return, encomenderos were to ensure that the encomienda natives were given instructions in the Christian faith and Spanish language. Hear that? So they were indoctrinated into Christianity. You know what I mean? That was a war tactic. You know what I'm saying? But bear in mind, we were fighting with these people. We were even till this day we still fighting with these people. The war never ends. Okay? And protect them from warring tribes or pirates. So see, they make a pact with certain tribes and then turn them on the other tribes. You know what I'm saying? It's caused the division. They had to suppress rebellion against Spaniards, you see? So they got the other tribes that had a little beef with some tribes to go up against the next tribe for the foreigners' benefit and maintain infrastructure in return. The natives would provide tributes in the form of metals, maize, wheat, pork. I don't know, I'm not so sure about the pork, but I know we had wild boars, but I think they took pork over here. You know what I'm saying? Pig. The pig that they have, that pale pig, that's their pig, I think. Anyway, our other agricultural products. With the ousting of Christopher Columbus, the Spanish crown sent a royal governor, Fray Nicolas de Ovando, who established the formal encomienda system. In many cases, natives were forced to do hard labor and subjected to extreme punishment and death if they resisted. However, Queen Isabella of Castile forbade slavery of the native population and deemed the indigenous to be free vassals. So it's like saying you're a slave, but you're not a slave. It's like a slave not knowing they're a slave. It's like today, people who, have jobs or social security accounts or numbers or birth certificates, they think they're free. But if they do not appoint themselves as the executor over those instruments, they are just vassals. And a vassal is just like a slave. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. And this is why in most uh, the Caribbean islands with these foreign entities set up like Jamaica's corporation, all these like Trinidad, all of those are corporation. Those are just vassals of the crown. It's not the land. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you go ahead and you accept a birth certificate or any numbers from them, you're just if you don't know how to use that thing, then you're gonna just be like shorty. You know what I'm saying? If you don't if you don't position yourself as the executive, general executive of that thing. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta learn how to um, be one of the people or the age of majority, and that's a lawful term. Age of majority. It's different from the age of maturity. Okay. Various versions of the Indias, or laws of the Indies from 1512 onward attempted to regulate the interaction between settlers and natives. Both natives and Spaniards appealed to the real and audiencias, that was a court, for relief under the encomienda system. So the courts were always there for a remedy. You know what I'm saying? So, when you have issues with these people, you always gotta make have a court or record, you know what I'm saying, for your remedy. You always have to take it to the court in a sense of just to seek remedy, you know what I'm saying? Because the laws are there to protect you if you're in your proper capacity. Encomiendas, encomiendas have often been characterized by geographical displacement of enslaved breakup of communities and family units. You hear that, people? What are they doing now? Gentrification, right? Assimilation, right? Hmm? Ain't that ain't that what they doing now? Hmm? Nothing has changed, people. Wake up. But in Mexico, the encomienda ruled the free vassals of the crown. You know what I'm saying? Through existing community hierarchies, and the natives were allowed to keep in touch with their families and homes. They were allowed. So you tell me you come in somebody's land and you give them allowance to just keep in touch with their families. They got the nerve, huh? And this is how even the whole Maroon War started, because Maroon just really meant untamed, Seminole too. You know what I'm saying? That's why they ran to the hills, and I have the book to prove it. That's eyewitness accounts. You know what I'm saying? They ran to the hills. They stayed segregated, so they call them Maroons. Maroons just mean wild. You know what I'm saying? Or savage. They try to say we were savages when we fight back. You know what I mean? We're savages because we weren't having it. And this is what the abolishment of slavery was about. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about no enslaved Africans that came over no Atlantic. That was late in the game. That was like in the 1800s. You know what I'm saying? That's when a few Africans came and a lot of Chinese came, a lot of coolies came. You know what I'm saying? This was late in the game, people. Don't get it twisted. We was always fighting with these people. The ones who didn't want to assimilate, they stayed in the hills. These are who you call the Maroons, right? I know the Maroons. Some of them be saying, "Oh, they're from Ghana or whatever." That's bullshit. They got indoctrinated too. Some of them is sellouts. Some of them are sellout too. You know, there's different section of Maroons. There's different clans. You know what I'm saying? You have the Saramaka Maroons in Suriname, or so-called Suriname. And I could show you where they won their case against Suriname, the corporation called Suriname, because Suriname is not the land. Okay? Right. This was not true in all areas, as some parts of Hispaniola, Nicaragua, and Guatemala uh, entire regions were depopulated by enslavement. I'm saying, unlike the case of enslavement of Africans, see, this was late in the game. You see that diagram? That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no ain't no one gonna survive across the Atlantis on a fucking boat. It ain't gonna happen without water supply laying down flat like this, chain down. It ain't gonna fucking happen, man. Wake the fuck up. You can't even lay down all day in your bed. How the fuck you gonna lay down for 9 months on a fucking? And a lot of these voyages didn't make the voyage. A lot of wreck. It's a lot of shipwreck. That's why they had the Sestake V account. You know what I'm saying this is why they have the Sestake V account trust, just in case, because they know a lot of people gonna be lost at sea. They ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? So after 7 years, they declare them. They declare them lost at sea. So I'm saying, so gotta stop playing these games, man. Gotta wake up, man. Too much knowledge out here now. In which mostly adult males were enslaved. The majority of indigenous slaves were encomienda were women and children. So women and children was a majority they claimed. The abolition of encomienda in 1542 marks the first major movement towards the abolition of slavery in the Western world. Right? So they're saying they abolished the encomienda system in 1542, right? Marks the first major movement towards the abolition of slavery in the Western world. However, coerced labor continued in other forms throughout Spanish colonies. So slavery was really abolished in 1542, really. So if it was abolished in 1542, then how the fuck they still were enslaving people? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is it that they still, where did the Africans come in if it was abolished? See, they keep telling on themselves, man. Doesn't make sense. The heart of the encomienda lies in the Spanish verb encomendar, to entrust. Encomienda was based on the Reconquista institution, which adelantados were given. So like titles of nobility right here. A title held by Spanish nobles, yep. Were given the right to extract tribute from Muslims or other peasants in areas that they had conquered and resettled. So these so-called Africans that they bring here was mainly the Moors, the enslaved Moors that they conquered. You know what I'm saying? Like time it was the mulatto, the mixed ones that was enslaving the dark ones. You see what I'm saying? And bringing them over here to work as peasants. But at the same time, you had white peasants too. You had white slaves. It wasn't just Moors enslaved; it was their own too. You best believe it. You best know it. The encomienda system traveled to America as a result of implantation of Castilian law over the territory. The system was created in the Middle Ages and was pivotal to allow the repopulation and protection of frontier land during the Reconquista. The encomienda established a relationship similar to a feudal relationship. See? Feudal. They were like, they only pledged their belongings to a king or a queen. They didn't see themselves as owners or kings themselves. They wanted to believe in somebody else. And this is why they brought religion over here. That was the catch 20, you know what I'm saying? Best believe it. In which military protection was traded for certain tributes for or by specific work. It was especially prevalent among military orders that were trusted with the protection of frontier areas. The king usually intervened directly or indirectly with the bond, guaranteeing the fairness and agreement to intervening military in case of abuse. So I think that would be like what you call the United Nations now, the military, in case we get violated by the oppressive um, corporations on our land. The UN army should step in and uh, you know, control the situation. But they are the same people. I mean, because the UN is an offshoot from the League of Nations. I'm saying the League of Nations were the same people that confederate to conquer and take the people's land all over the world. I'm saying that's now known as the UN. So you see, it's all it's all a trick, man. You gotta wake up. Gotta wake up. We've been in war. Been at war. The Indians are still in. We at war right now. We never stop. Just on another level right now. You know what I'm saying? The encomienda system in Spanish America differ from peninsular institution. Encomiendas on which the natives lived. They do not own the land. They do not own the land. You see that? It's the same thing now. Okay? Even though they say natives, don't let that word throw you off. Because if you look in the 1828 definition of Webster Dictionary, it's going to tell us the original people. I know they messed up the word. I know they turned it in all type of, you know, I guess this is where the definition really meant then, by then. Because a native just an enslaved people, you know, just the same anyway. So it kind of makes sense. So, anyways, but it's still the original inhabitants, okay? The system did not entail any direct land tenure by the incoming. Native lands were to remain in immunities. This right was formally protected by the crown. Castiles of administration in the New World belonged to this crown and not the Catholic monarchs as a whole. They were all in on it. All the same people. That's what the Treaty of Madrid was about. It was about the Brits and the Spanish making a pact, and they just transfer from one family to the next. That's all it was. It's just a chain of title, a chain of transfer. The first grantees of the encomiendas were usually conquerors who received these grants of labor by virtue of participation in a successful conquest. Later, some received encomiendas in New Spain, which is Mexico now. This is where the mixings took place with the Filipino Asian looking Mexicans, really chinos from the Philippines. Okay, that they also um, gave the status of Indians, right? And then they have the whitewash, which was to terminate the Negro, which I could show you right now. I'm gonna show you this. I'll show it to you. I'm coming with that heat tonight. I'm saying I'm feeling the mood. I'm gonna drop it like it's hot. Hit you with it where it hurts. Right? They were trying to get rid of us. I mean, a lot of even in Brazil, they did a they did they did a number in Brazil. They they, they did a mass genocide, man, and the mixing like Venezuela too, is Argentina too. You know what I'm saying it was already like it was already ordained by their king. They didn't like us. You know what I'm saying it's called whitening. The other word for it is racial whitening. I'm saying? We're gonna learn tonight. Y'all gonna learn tonight, man. So I'm gonna show you. Blanca, Blanqueamiento, or whitening, is a social, political, and economic practice used in post-colonial countries to improve the race towards a supposed ideal of whiteness. The term blanqueamiento is rooted in Latin America and is used more or less synonymous to racial whitening. Racial whitening. You know what I'm saying? And it's still happening today. They pushing it hard on the TV. You know what I'm saying? They're promoting it in a heavy scale. You know? Considered in both the symbolical sense. Symbolically, blanqueamiento represents an ideology that, from the legacies of European colonialism described by the Animal Quiano's theory of coloniality of power, which caters to white hierarchies. I'm saying, so you gotta, yo, you gotta wake up, man. You gotta wake up. It's a mental thing. This African narrative, this fucking we African narrative, it was only a white dominance in social hierarchies. It was an idea. You know what I'm saying? It's so that you feel inferior, get you off the land. They're trying to wipe you off the land. They want to get rid of you off the land. So they can, you know what I'm saying? They could come in, you abandon your rights to the land by calling yourself something you're not. They come in and they take that shit from you. You see the picture right here. You see that? Hmm? That's his grandma. The daughter mixed with a Castilian, right? And look at the baby now. And this is what happened over the years in South America. This is why most of the people there looks the way they look now. But in the background, you're gonna want to see these people, which is us. Okay? Right. Let's get back to it. All right. Anyone in the chat? Let me check. No one in the chat. No. As usual, catch me later, man. Catch me later. Catch me later. Okay. Let's get to it. Where was I? Were not conquerors themselves, but were sufficiently well connected that they received grants. In his study, the encomiendas of early colonial Mexico, Robert Heimerich y Valencia divides conquerors into those who were part of the Herman Carter's original expedition, calling them first conquerors, and those who were members of the later Narvaez expedition, calling them conquerors. The latter were incorporated into contingent Emirates design as Pobladores Antiguos, old settlers, a group of undetermined number of encomiendos in New Spain, men who had resided in the Caribbean region prior to Spanish conquest of Mexico. Know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna scroll down to this paragraph right here. This is where the meat and potatoes are, right? The status of the humans as wards of the trustees under the encomienda system. Wards of the trustee. Wards of the trustees. Isn't this similar? Wards of the state. Wards of the plantation. Wards of the state. Under the encomienda system serve to define the status. The natives were freemen, not slaves or serfs, but some Spaniards treated them as poorly as slaves. Encomienda was essential to Spanish crown sustaining its control over North, Central, and South America. You hear that? Hmm? So this is when they had Florida, this is when they had Mexico, and this is when they have like Venezuela, all in one. And Central America, North America is pretty much the Caribbean too. Okay? When you say North, that's the Caribbean as well, right? Okay. In the first decades after the colonization, it was the first major organizational law instituted on the continent, which was affected by war, widespread disease, epidemic caused erosion disease, and resulting turmoil. National income system was devised to meet the needs of the early agricultural economists in the Caribbean later. It was adapted to mining economy of Peru. And I could show you that this is up until the 1820s, okay? And that's when they supposedly Africans came, which were few, right? Very few. I'm talking about the entire Americas. It was just a few that came here, right? All that voyage arc data is bullshit. It's all made up. I could show you where I have one piece of data where you see the numbers of the slave counting, but there's no ships, right? And all the other years had ships. When it hit like in the 1750s, ships, no ships, but you got people going in and going. How the fuck they going out and coming in? How? Hmm? Right. I'm gonna show you. Don't worry. I got this. Disease epidemic. So, Peru, Upper Peru, of 16th century. Philip II enacted a law in 1594 to establish an encomienda in the Philippines. See? So this is when they was taking people from the Philippines to South America. You know what I'm saying? And this is where you get those Asian looking Mongol people. They're not from there. They're not originally from there. Right? If you ever watch a movie called there's a little animation movie called Coco. If you ever watch Coco, right? In that movie, I forgot what the name, the guitar player. The name of the guitar player was actually one of them Philippines that came there as a slave, and was petitioning for his freedom in a court. Right? That's the truth. That's a fact. Right? So where are we? Agriculture economies in the Caribbean. It was adapted to the mining economy for Peru, Upper Peru, and covering analysis from beginning of the 16th century to 17th century. Philip II enacted the law, Philippines. They used the encomienda to gain ownership of large expanses of land, which many of which, such as the Makati, continue to be owned by affluent families. 1501, Isabella declared Native Americans as subjects to the crown. You hear that? That was a part of the Papal Bull. Hmm? And so the Castilian legally equals to Spanish Castilians. This implied that enslaving them was illegal except on very specific conditions. Also allowed the establishment of encomiendas since the encomienda bond was a right reserved to full subjects to the crown. In 1503, the crown began to formally grant encomiendas to conquistadors and officials as rewards for service to the crown. The system of encomiendas was aided by a crown organizing indigenous into small harbors known as reducciones. Reducciones. Okay, I'm gonna stop it right here. We're going to go into Reducciones. I'm going to show you something. I'll show you something. I'll show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Reduction are in Spanish reducciones, also called congregations, right? Whatever this is in Portuguese. Were settlements created by Spanish rulers in Spanish America and Spanish East Indies. The Spanish relocated forcibly, if necessary, native inhabitants of their colonies, the Indios, right, to settlements which were molded on towns and villages in Spain, right? So they used our ancestors to build their towns, their little islands, right, through forced labor. This is why we have so much rebellions, right? And it was no different when the British come in. This is why they had the Treaty of Madrid, right? It was a deal. It was a deal. Passed from one hand to the next. Same people. Two wing, one bird, right? In Spain, in Portuguese-speaking Latin America, reductions are also called aldeas. The policy of reduction began on the Caribbean island in 1503. Words of the Spanish rulers, it's necessary that Indians be assigned to towns which they will live together and that they not remain or wander separated from each other in the back country. Okay? This is why you have the Maroons. They did not assimilate. They stayed in the back country. Okay? Now you getting the picture? Okay. Spanish ordered that Indian villages be destroyed. This is why we don't have most of our artifacts anymore. They destroyed them or they shipped them out to your British Museum or your Spanish archives or wherever the fuck they send it. They have them. They have the archives in right now in some of it is in Smithsonian Institute. Some of it is in the UWI, University of the West Indies. So they all were in on this, man. So they destroyed the villages and selected sites for new villages, which would be their colonies, be built, like Spanish Town de la Vega. That's where you get your Spanish Town. Hmm? The concentration of reduction of the Indian population facilitates Spaniards' access to Indian labor and promulgation of Christianity. So, people, you gotta wake up, man. I mean, this is Wikipedia, but come on, man. I could show you the law too. I got the law, man. I got the actual law, man. Right? Come on, man. Stop playing these games, man. You pan skillets or you scam Africans, man. You gotta stop, man. Stop with the BS, man. All right. It's ordered Indian villages to be destroyed, selected sites for new villages to be built. The concentration of reduction of the Indian population facilitated Spaniards' access to Indian labor. The promulgation of Christianity and collection of taxes. So we become subject to their taxes. You take them. This is why you pay tithes. Okay? Church loves wife loves church. Try to tell her all the time, man. Gotta wake up, man. Gotta wake up. I tell her, I'm telling you. All right. Moreover, the reduction of the Indians was intended to break down ethnic and kingship ties and detribalize the residents to create a generic Indian population. Hear that? Generic. So, in other words, they had to weaken us. They had to separate us. They had to break us apart. Okay? They had the same system in North America, South America, right? Right here in South America, saying mostly in present-day Peru and Bolivia began on a large scale, 1570 during the rule of Viceroy Francisco de Toledo. Toledo aimed with some success to remake society of former Inca Empire. So they just whitewash your shit or our shit, right? And in a few years, resettled about 1.4 million Indians into 840 communities, many of which are the nucleus of present-day city, towns, and villages. Probably the most famous of the reductions were Paraguay, and neighboring Argentina, Brazil, Bolivia. You see, governed by the Jesuit order of the Catholic Church. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna show you where this shit still going on. You're gonna see. You're gonna see that it's still going on. Oh, shit. I think I got it in the email. Okay. Try to get in my Gmail. One moment. No one in the chat. Nobody in the chat. Oh, peace, Cherokee Tolu. Thanks for the support. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Peace to everyone in the chat if you're there. And the topic is the encomienda. All right. Get to it. One moment. One moment. I'm gonna get an article for you guys. You know, as I was saying, man, gotta stop playing around, man. I got information to for days, man. For days. And it's crazy because that's not even information yet. It's not even a drop in the bucket. Got sources, man. But I'm just trying to show you how this whole thing was It's organized crime. You know what I'm saying? It's plain genocide. So that's all it is. Right? It's just genocide. I mean, oh yes. So the laws of Burgos is that's the foundation for what you call now the human rights, Declaration of Human Rights. That's the first human rights declaration, right? And it was made to protect us against these invaders. Okay, so I'm gonna be I'm just gonna share this little um article, and then I'll just be like I'll just time out and just pick up from um pick up from the time. I just want to open the article so you could see that I'm not lying to you. That this this never end. You know what I'm saying? They only modify it. Still going on right now. Okay, Indians that didn't want to assimilate, they called runaway slaves. Right? Just because they didn't want, they call us the rebellious one, the rebellious Negroes. The rebellious Negroes are the Indians, all right? Are the original people of the land. Okay, as I showed you earlier, they have no land because we're not stepping up. They just try, but we're waking up now. Okay, so all right, I think I find it. I don't know if this is exactly the article, but it kind of look like it. I hope it is. I want to show you the part when you say it happened. It's up until 1820. You know what I'm saying. so so I'm gonna share this little part here, and then I get back to peace, Cherokee. Peace, 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 peace. Thanks for tuning in. like, subscribe, and share. Peace. Um, as I was talking about the encomienda system, which is the 9 to 5 system that we have today. Okay, it never end. Okay, got the laws, right? I'm gonna show you right now. Um, hold on. All right. So you're gonna see that um this was the foundation for the human rights um Declaration of Human Rights. This is where it began, right? This is the Library of Congress, the Laws of Burgos, right? 500 years of human rights. Okay. As mentioned in the post earlier this month, the Law Library commemorated Human Rights Day this year by hosting an engaging panel discussing in keeping with the theme of human rights. I thought it fitting to highlight a historic set of legal instruments that capture a case of well-meaning reaction against the historic example of disregard of the contempt on human rights. I am referring to the Royal Ordinances for the Good Governance and Treatment of Indians. See that? See that? Better known as the Laws de Burgos, Laws of Laws of Burgos. The general criticism of these laws has been that they did not, in fact, achieve any improvement in the lives of the Indians, the native Caribbean people whom they sought to help. For the readers who may know little of Spain during the Age of Discovery, the Caribbean islands serve as a strategic center for the gold mining industry. So, so if it served as a strategic center for gold mining industry, where was the gold? Wasn't it on the islands too? The islands don't have gold. They're mining gold right now in Jamaica, so-called Jamaica, Zamaka. Zamaka, they're there. It's what you call St. Catherine. They're mining gold there. A Canadian company's mining gold. The land is rich in resources. I could attest to that. Okay? Just like Haiti, Haiti, Cuba, all these places are rich in resources. Okay? All these places are Arawak and Kono, you know what I'm saying? South, uh, north, north, south, eastern, uh, North America, southeastern North America, right? It's, okay, your Florida, your Florida, you know what I'm saying? Your Tennessee, your Alabama, those were Arawakan empires, right? I did the video earlier. Go check out my past two videos. You're gonna see. I break it down. I broke it down. They found artifacts in these places. Hmm? So, in essence, the Arawak Empire was much bigger than what people think it was. You know what I'm saying? The conquest of the promulgating laws whose sole purpose was to improve the treatment of the Indians should still be recognized as to have been a significant advance. The laws of Burgos were issued by Ferdinand the Catholic. It is believed that the creation of these laws is the legacy of Fray Antonio de Montesino, who delivered his first sermon 21, the Christmas sermon. So how do you like to celebrate your Christmas, huh? Hmm? Okay. Advocative peoples. Among those present was his first sermon. His first sermon was De las Casas. You, you know that the port in Haiti for Christopher Columbus. Hmm? Uh, what you call it? It's a port like uh, military military port. Hmm? Feliz Navidad. Go look it up. Okay. So you see right here saying the law of Burgos of 1512 precursor to international law of recognition of human rights contends that all laws honor the law and its human rights. Until then, what there are no rights for them. If one say US, but they had to treat us different because we're people, right? So, facts. Yeah, Cherokee Tolu. They gotta wake up, man. This ain't no joke. This ain't no play, man. So, this is not actually about what the fuck, man. They're fucking with me now. Right. All right, so, I'm gonna try to pull it up. One moment, a little bit. Computer slow, man. Slow, 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 slow. I don't know, man. Computers and shit. This shit is slow as hell. Yeah, but in my next series, I'm gonna show you how the strategy that they, you know, from the book Spanish Jamaica. Um, though. But yeah, I'm gonna show you even the laws too. I have the laws right here of Burgos. I got the I'll pull it up. It's slow, man. My bad. This computer's slow. It's like slow, slow, slow. I'll try to, man. Okay. Let me see if I could. I'm gonna close this shit for a minute because this is it's acting up. I'll try to show you that I got the laws right here. That is real, right? I'm gonna try to share the. I'm gonna try to share with you guys. Maybe after I finish this video, I'll try to uh make a PDF link and so you guys could get it. So this is a law, original laws, the original human right laws, right? This is the original laws, right? 1512 to 1513. They had laws that replaced this. They updated it. I'm gonna try to get those too. But this is the original. This is where it started, right? This was the first systematic code to govern the conduct of settlers in America. Relations with the native Indians, among other innovations, the laws initiated the official use of the old Spanish legal term encomienda. Right? They had one called the reparchment or something like that too. I'm gonna dig into that too. Right? That was before the encomienda. Okay, but they saying that that one was they treated us more harsh than, so they had to come and they had to redo it, you know. But um, laws initiated the official use of the old Spanish legal term encomienda, with its implication of duty as well as privilege in place of the term reparti. Yeah, this one, repartimiento. You could look this one up. Hi there too. There too, used in the Indies to describe the distribution of Indians to individuals, Spaniards for compulsory labor. So this is why you had so much rebellions, man, and the war never stopped. It was forced labor. They try to force their ways upon us. And when the English came, the Treaty of Madrid was just a deal. The British just took over from where the Spanish left off. It's just like it was like a deal, and this is where you got the whole. They were trying to. They even sent some of they took a lot of us from here to Europe too to build up Spain and you what you call England. I'm saying, and a lot of the exiled people who were exiled back here was us who went there, right, and had children and exiled them from there because we built up over there. This is why you have the Windrush scandal. It's just another they just try to exile us again. It's the same thing. It never end. You know what I'm saying? The provisions in the laws of the natives were considered by the Dominicans to be inadequate and unenforceable, but they represented the first small breach in the wall of the official indifferences. So the Dominicans were the Dominican friars, okay? And if you guys ever heard about Dominican friars, but they were had a lot to do with the whole madness too. Whereas the king, my lord and my father, and the queen, my mistress and mother, not my mother, not my lord, not my father, okay? I rebut that. I always desire that the chiefs and Indians of the island of Hispaniola be brought to knowledge of the Holy Catholic faith. You see where this whole Christianity came in? Hmm? It was to convert us into subjects, man. That's all it was about. It was just a political system. It always was political. And then while converting us, they killed us on paper. I got the records to show you that too. People who turn into Christians, they mislabel them black or Negro or brown boy or colored. You know what I'm saying? I got those records too. I got some of them saved, but I could go on the genealogy website and show you in Jamaica where you don't have one birth certificate that have a color on it or ethnicity on it. But on the baptism records, that's where they not all, but a lot of them have the race change and all that stuff. It was all designed, man. It was all a setup. You know what I'm saying? But this is a law, the original law. You know, I mean, I'll get to it another time. I'll break it down more. You know, just got to get your law dictionary to dip in some of these words, what the meanings are. But you know, it is what it is. You know, yeah, Cherokee Tiller was bullshit, but it's the truth. That's what really happened, man. That's what really happened. So we gotta take everything into perspective. Stop playing games, man. For real. Because you gotta realize none is different from the other. They're all in it together. These foreigners that came here, and there was this brother on Instagram today. Was you know kind of exchanging comments and stuff. And he was trying to say like the word maroon was previously used in Europe as Maranos, which he's not wrong in saying the word was used in that context. But what you gotta understand, in different periods of time, words evolve. You know what I'm saying? What he was trying to say is that the Maroons were the Jews that came here. That's bullshit, right? The Jews that came here were the colonizers who came to colonize. Those were the Jews that came here. That's why you got the Magna Carta that protected them. You can read the Magna Carta. Go ahead and read it. All right. They're all in it. They were all in on it. They found new land. They wanted to come here and colonize it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, some of us went over there, and yes, we mixed in with them. Yes, some of them came here and mixed in, but the truth and the matter is, it's all about inheritance. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with a skin color. You gotta know your genealogy. And yes, a lot of us may have well, not a lot of us, few of us in comparison to the majority may have European ancestors because they came here and mixed in. All right. And I'm talking to the dark skinned Europeans, not the pale ones. The pale ones are late in the game. they late in the game. You know what I'm saying? The pale ones um came like there wasn't so much of them here. They really start coming here by the numbers, by mass numbers in the 1950s through Ellis Island. That's when they really start coming here. You know what I'm saying? But the majority of the Europeans that was here before, they were dark skinned. There's the 13 colonies. The first colonies that I set up was by the dark skinned Europeans. King James did the pattern, which I show you the land grant. Those are patterns. The grant, same thing as a pattern. Same system. Didn't change. Right? So, and Seminole is interchangeable. And that only describe the people who didn't want to assimilate. Creole, on the other hand, means people who mixed in with the Indians, like the offspring of a Indian and a European is a Creole. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was about. And at times they call them people of color, but people of color could be Indians too. So it was like they just mixed everybody in one pot. You know what I'm saying? Because it was all about banking, man. It's like it was banking. That's why you get our biggest problem right now is the banking system right now. That's what it's on our necks right now. You know what I'm saying? So just gotta wake up, man. Gotta go through these law dictionaries. As I showed you that India not taxed really meant we're not a part of their system. We're not to be counted. We're not to be on their census. We're not to be enumerated. That's what India not taxed mean. Means we are not within the jurisdiction of these colonial occupational invaders. Okay, so until we could um, get the concept of that, we got a long way to go, man. You got to hit those law libraries. You know what I'm saying? Get the books, read the books, man. The thing is in the books, and do your genealogy. I was talking to an Indian today from Yard, and he told me he went to the National Archives in Spanish Town, and he was blown away. He was blown the fuck away with what he said. He opened a book so old. When he touched the book leaf turned into dust, instant dust, and he had to wear gloves to turn those pages. They had all the land grants in there, all that. They even had the records of when the so-called Africans, the first Africans came there. He said it was very few, and that was in the 1800s. That was late in the game. So I'm telling you, man, stop playing games out here, man. This ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? Gotta wake up. But um, thanks for the tuning in, Cherokee. Big up yourself. Don't know, say we out here doing the whole thing, you know. We're kicking the bubble out here, right? So I'm about to conclude this series. I'll get back to it on another note. Um, Thank you for viewing. Thank you for the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Get the word out there. American RX is in business right now, up and running. You know what I'm saying, bringing nothing but heat. I'm going. I'm coming out with a tomahawk swinging, scalping, man, straight scalping. It's gonna roll. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. So peace out, man. All right, Cherokee. Take care. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right. So don't know. Big up yourself. One love. See me? All right. Look more.